Hi, it's Morgan and welcome to the Dove's Nest. In today's video, we are making labels for our playroom storage bins. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Morgan Dove and I'm a self-admitted hot mess mom. For the last few weeks, I have been on a journey to declutter and purge my home, and I'm almost there. But the biggest project I saved for last has been working on our playroom. I recently filmed a video where I purged and decluttered and organized all of our playroom toys. I will be sure to link those videos up here in the eye in the sky. And today I'm going to be creating labels for the storage bins that hold our toys. One of the biggest reasons I think our playroom was never able to keep clean was that my kids just didn't know where things went. We didn't have a great storage system, and now we kind of do. Because I was able to get rid of so many toys and just keep their favorites, we were able to divide those favorite toys into categories and put each one in a bin. And sort of the way it worked out was my son's toys kind of went into the navy blue bins that we already had, and my daughter's toys went into cream colored bins that were brand new. And so what we're doing today is I'm going to be making labels that are actually pictures that show what's in those bins, because my son is just barely starting to read and my daughter's not even close. I want them to be able to look at these pictures on the outside of their storage bins and know exactly what's in them. That way, they're not dumping out the bins in order to find one specific toy. They can just look at the picture and think, the toy I want is in there. And it also makes for really easy cleanup, not only for my kids, but someday after this pandemic, when we are allowed to have friends over and it's time to clean up, everyone will know where the toys belong because they just look at the picture. So for these storage bin labels, I actually purchased them on Etsy. I found this seller. I will be sure to link her Etsy shop below, but her Etsy shop is Made by Sunny, and she had a full SVG bundle file. And SVG, for those of you who don't know, is the file format where you can just put these files into your Silhouette machine or your Cricut machine and cut out the labels. And so I purchased this file so that I can just feed the paper through my Cricut machine and it will cut them out all nice and cute and I don't have to worry about it. But what was so great about her was I was looking for other things that we needed, but she didn't have. And so she was able to custom make a bunch of labels for me, which was so awesome. And so now all of my bins are custom labeled for our toys, and there's no confusion about where anything goes, which is so great. Also, for the material I'm using for these storage bin labels, I could have used vinyl and just ironed everything onto the bins. However, I know that sometime in the future I will probably be changing out toys as my kids get older, or possibly repurposing these bins for something else. So I didn't want to ruin them by ironing on a label. They're not the cheapest bins in the world. They are the Target Threshold brand bins. They're 13 by 13 and they're about $11 each when they're not on sale. So they're fairly expensive and I want to be able to reuse them if I can. So rather than purchasing iron-on vinyl, I actually just purchased contact paper. My mom used contact paper to line our dresser drawers and just to kind of make them look pretty and to keep the wood from the drawer from peeling up into our clothes. But now contact paper is used for so many things. You can use it as a removable wallpaper if you live in a rental home. You can use it to cover your kitchen countertops, like with a marble one to make your countertops look marble. Like, it's so cool. It sticks to just about everything and it's removable and it doesn't damage the original surface. And so I'm going to take you along as I print and cut our labels in my Cricut machine and then apply them to our storage bins. So if you're interested in seeing how I complete this project, maybe you want to do it yourself, come along and let's get started. Hi, okay, so we are in the playroom. It's been about 2 weeks since I did my toy organization video, and you can see that everything has managed to stay relatively clean. My kids have sort of memorized what goes in each bin just based on where the bin is stored, so that's really helped. But I still want to create the picture labels to help everyone. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go check what we actually have in the bins because I don't quite remember, and I'm going to make a list and put it on my phone so I know what color I need to print those labels out in. All right, so the first thing I'm doing is just going through each bin to see what's inside. I'm checking all the cream bins first because I'm gonna put navy blue labels on them. And I'm just making my checklist in Evernote because I love Evernote. I think it's so easy to use and I can just type it right out. I can access it from my phone or my computer. And then I'm gonna go back through into the navy bins and mark what's in those so that I can make white storage bin labels for those. So you can see, according to my list, that we were able to condense our toys down into very specific categories. And most of these bins are half full at most. So we didn't keep a ton of toys. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I'm not aiming for minimalism. I'm just aiming for manageabilism. These bins, like while they're huge, they're not totally full. Okay, I have here my 2 rolls of contact paper that I purchased on Amazon. As I mentioned, I bought contact paper instead of vinyl because I can remove it should I need to change what the labels on the bins are. I don't have to worry about trying to scrape off and iron on adhesive. So this is just contact paper. I have white for the navy blue bins and navy blue for those cream colored bins. Now my Cricut machine is over here. I'll have to show you that in a minute, but it only holds something this wide. So I'm gonna have to go through and trim these down a little bit. My labels are going to print as 8 inches by 8 inches, and so I'll probably just trim this in roughly the same size. Once I got the contact paper open and sort of unrolled, I realized that I could trim it to 11 by 11 inch sheets. And so that's what I did. I basically split it down the middle for as many labels as I needed and then cut across the top. And it ended up being right about 11 by 11, which perfectly fits on the 12 by 12 mat for the Cricut machine that I have. I have the Explore one. It's an older one. I know you can't get it anymore, but if you're wondering, I just have the Cricut Explore one. And so now I'm just going through and cutting it into those 11 by 11 inch sheets. And this is going to make it really easy for me to print individual labels. Well, not print. It's going to make it really easy for me to cut the individual labels. I'm now going to open up my Cricut design space. This is not a tutorial. There are tons of YouTube tutorials on how to use Cricut or Silhouette machines online. I've had mine for a few years, but I don't use it often, so I am not an expert. So I don't want to tell you guys how to do it, but basically I'm just opening up Cricut design space. And then you can see my uploaded images are all of the files that I purchased from Made by Sunny. They're super cute. And so I'm just going to go through and see which ones I need to cut on my white vinyl. And then I'm going to resize them to an 8 by 8 because that was about how big I could fit on each of my bins. Next, I'm going to click Make It. And then I'm just going to set my material as vinyl. Again, I'm using contact paper and not vinyl, but I want the knife to go through something a little bit thicker than it would just paper. That way it's going to cut all the way through the contact paper layer, the adhesive layer, and then the backing layer to make peeling easy for me. So once I set that to vinyl, I'm going to go ahead and start my machine, and then I will print. And you can see it's now cutting out my contact paper. It just finished, and that looks pretty awesome. That looks really good. So let's do the next one. Okay, because it's starting to peel apart as I take it off of my cutting mat, I'm just gonna take some washi tape and run it over the top. And the thing I like about washi tape is it doesn't stick permanently. It comes off really easily. And that way I can peel this off the mat and cut all of my other things. It also will allow me to keep everything in one piece as I put it onto the bin rather than having to do all of the individual pieces myself. And there we have it. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of these white storage bin labels, and then I will show you how I put them on. Just kidding, I'm actually finished with the white labels and I am moving on to the navy blue. I will link both of these contact papers in the description box below. I do want to mention the white was Duck brand, like duct tape. And the blue one, it was the only navy blue contact paper I could find that wasn't outrageously expensive. But it looks more like a home decor or like a wall contact paper. How I was saying you could put it
for wallpaper. It has almost like a wood grain finish, but I ended up preferring it in the end because it was so thick. It was really sturdy. It looks a lot better on the finished label, on the finished bins, than the white does. The white looks kind of chintzy and a little bit cheap, so I may actually redo all of the white bins. I don't know. It depends on how much energy I have. If I'm being honest, I probably won't. But I wish I would have known the differences when I purchased them, because I would have bought both colors in this brand. The other thing I really liked about the navy blue contact paper was that it cut a lot cleaner than the white. I think because the white was so thin, the blade of my Cricut machine skipped in some spots, but this one cut really great. The only complaint I have was that the backing paper was a lot harder to get off. It would kind of shred rather than just peel off easily. Also, another positive, I didn't have to use washi tape to tape the pieces together. They stayed right intact as I pulled the contact paper off of my cutting mat. Okay, can we talk about this pregnant belly and how excited I am that baby has to come early because I don't think I can possibly get any bigger. So right now you'll see what I'm doing is I'm actually cutting out the word label from the picture label. I've just found that it's easier to do each thing kind of at its own time. And as I'm editing this video, I'm noticing that I picked probably the most complicated label to videotape and show you. This is for my daughter's Frozen toys, and the label is Elsa, and there are literally 10 million little pieces to take off. So you can see here I'm struggling to get that backing off the paper. As I mentioned, it kind of just shreds. It didn't really peel off very easily. And then because the die cut of Elsa is so fine, it was kind of difficult to maneuver, but we got through. This was 100% the worst part of the entire project. And not just for the Elsa labels, but for all of the labels, was trying to get all of the little pieces peeled out and everything, stuck together just right and in line. I was trying to washi tape the letters together on the front so that when I peeled off the backing, the letters stayed sort of spaced as they were supposed to, and I didn't have to go through and realign everything again. But for the most part, it turned out really cute. You can see some of the finished labels behind me, and I just think this project turned out so darling. Really quick, I did want to talk price of these labels because something like this seems like it would be really expensive, but the SVG files were more than ridiculously fair priced. I mean, I paid for the big bundle file. There were 40 toy labels and I paid under $5 for those. And then I had 5 custom labels made and I paid under $5 for those. So the labels were really inexpensive. The contact paper was about $4 to $5 per roll, but I have so much left over that I can label everything for years to come. I have so much left over. Honestly, the most expensive things were the bins, and I did purchase the cream ones on sale. As I said, we had the navy blue ones previously. We've had them for about 3 years, but I purchased the cream ones on sale. Normally, they're right around $11, and I think I got them for $8 or $9 each, but that was by far the most expensive part of this project. And this is the finished project. I am so excited with how it turned out. My kids think it's so much fun, and I just couldn't be more thrilled.
Guys, this is so great. You guys, I cannot tell you how excited I am that this project is done. This is a project that I have wanted to do for about 6 years. Like honestly, before I even had children. There was a blog that I followed years ago called The Homes I Have Made, and the girl that runs her blog, I don't even remember her name because I haven't looked at her blog for years and years. But she did this in her house. She got the IKEA bins and she made these labels with pictures. And I just thought someday when I have kids, like we are doing that with our toys. And 5 years later, I still haven't done that with my toys, but I did today and it's so great. Since we cleaned and organized the playroom, my kids have gotten really good about picking up the toys. And because it's honestly been a few weeks since we did that, they actually have kind of memorized what's in each bin just based on where the bin is stored. Like my daughter can tell you that one's Frozen, that one's Peppa, that one's Baby Dolls. But I just really think that these pictures are going to help so much. Again, not only my kids, but me, other kids that come, other parents that come. You know, when you go to somebody's house and it's time to leave and like your kids made a giant mess of their house, so you feel obligated to clean up. So like those parents, when they come over and want to clean up, like they'll know where everything goes. I'm so excited to have this done, and like I enjoy being there. We're having family movie nights in there every Friday, and it's just been fun to enjoy the space because honestly, the playroom and our backyard are the reasons that we bought this house, even though we knew it was going to be such a huge fixer-upper project and just need so much love. But they called to us, the backyard and the playroom. And so now I'm so excited that I am able to go in the playroom without having an anxiety attack, and I enjoy being in there. Like those are both great things. Someday maybe I'll decorate it and maybe make it look cute, who knows? And my kids can keep it clean. Somebody left a comment a couple of playroom videos back that I should spend my 15-minute declutter every day cleaning up the playroom, and you guys, it's not happening. Like the playroom is my kids' playroom, and so it's now their responsibility, which is why I made picture labels for their storage bins so that they can be responsible for cleaning up after themselves. And so I just think it's great. I'm so glad to have this project done. I think it turned out so cute. I'm so grateful to have found Sunny and her cute talents, and her willingness to customize and create more labels for me that she didn't already have in her shop. I just think they're so great. And you guys, she has pantry labels. So maybe one day if I ever get to organize my pantry and make it look, you know, Pinterest worthy, maybe I'm gonna have to get some pantry labels. Just gets those wheels in my head turning. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to follow more of my videos about homemaking and cleaning and organizing and decorating someday in the future, we're like starting to decorate our house, and this is huge, you guys. This is huge. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. As always, thank you so much for being here and taking time to watch my videos, and I will see you in my next video.